Hi, I'm here with the business unit head of the Telecom, Media and Entertainment industry at HCLTech. Pad, we're at MWC today. Can you talk about what you're looking forward to from MWC this year?
Excellent. Thank you, Nick. First of all, a warm welcome to you as well from the whole business unit of Telecom, Media and Entertainment globally. MWC always an enormous platform, enormous exciting things happening here, including HCLTech booth here. I think the way I look at MWC is that it always brings in some new dimension of business model that's going to evolve over the telecom media.
Looking at the telecom, media and entertainment industry, what technology trends are really going to shape it and its transformation and innovation at scale this year and beyond?
Just like we had internet a long time back, and it encompassed the entire nation's entire globe and different industries, and everybody adopted it. Now it's ubiquitous. Similarly, I look at artificial intelligence is the next generation. We are in the beginning, in my view, of the stage. Every one of us are going to look at it very differently. But there is a synergy that I see worldwide. Every city, locations, industry, what have you, that connectivity which already exists to the internet. I think the intelligent data and analytics on top of it, building different kinds of algorithms on top of it, it's one aspect of it. The second aspect I see that if you look at the evolution of computers, or the machines were always a little bit ahead of utilization of the machine. The software were a little lagging behind. Now it is actually reversed. So the kind of software getting developed and platforms getting produced for the different use cases, it's enormous demand on the computing power to evolve radically. So that's all getting in the quantum computing side of it. Third element I see, which is very important, is that how do we govern these two, which is the foundation of security. So you would look at these areas where all this need to come together to redefine every industry the way it has been performing. User experience, personalization is going to evolve very, very differently. The contents are going to get created real-time dynamically, right? Just stuff like that. You know, it's going to be a science fiction, I call it, coming to reality.
Yeah. And you mentioned more and more services being delivered at the edge. I'm just wondering, I think obviously that requires network capabilities, 5G, things like that. One of the main themes at MWC this year is 5G and beyond. How is that going to enable new applications and new use cases in the telecom, media and entertainment industry?
Yeah, good question. So you look at the evolution of the network, right? Whether it was 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Now we are already getting ready for 6G. Even hyperscalers are getting all geared up for 6G. Now from your megahertz to gigahertz to, terahertz. So you'll find two dimensions are constantly going to evolve, where you will reach almost the end of the radio waves. And the two things which are speed, tremendous amount of speed, and tremendous amount of zero latency. When you do the dimension of AI enablement on top of it, your network gets more reliable constantly. There cannot be any scenario where even for a second it is down. Whether you go to life science, whether you go to entertainment, whether you go to manufacturing, financial transactions, has to happen in a real-time, seamless, predictable manner.
Yeah, and so low latency to zero latency.
Yes.
Just finally, I think it's probably fair to say that 5G adoption, deployment, monetization hasn't maybe reached the level that organizations and people expected to. Why is that, and what can telcos do, technology providers do to accelerate adoption?
Right, adoption, a very good point. Even if 5G was kind of existed a few years back, if you look at the truth be told, the adoption of that is not the expectation that we set for ourselves for. It's been slow. Particularly when you had towers, which are also, old legacy systems. It's not easy to rip off everything. And so many myriads of systems, right? So the the countries which never had, let's say, wireless communication, any kind of legacy, they're actually ahead of it. Particularly countries like India, where we're a little behind the wireless technology, but 5G is widespread. It's much more wider than the rest of the world. Not just India, the countries which were never had legacy there. Having said that, see what's happening interestingly, Nick, is that the human being is able to create use cases that never existed before. He's able to marry 3-4 things together, and almost you'll be surprised to know that people are creating industry which never existed. It's an amalgamation of 4 or 5 industries put together. Oh wow, that makes sense. Now when you do that, when you implement that, you need that low latency. Very, very low latency, extremely high speed. Everybody needs to communicate. It's a simple iPhone or whatever phone you guys are carrying. That damn computing power that exists is phenomenal. It's more than the biggest mainframe that we ever had. I'm talking about 60s mainframe. The more powerful. These guys are more powerful. Just imagine this having computing power which are in the quantum computing side of it. So now, when you have a gadget which is so deadly, human being will create use cases which will touch every aspect of life. Robotics is in phenomenal stage. Operation surgery will take place from miles and miles away. You don't need to be in the surgical theater. So all that is going to change every aspect of human beings one here. That's my kind of point of view.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick.